present we're about halfway on the way to Darwin, even though we've been there several times before. This has a sentimental trip retracing your grandfather, Tilghman's trip to Darwin. He and his mates were the first ever to drive a motor vehicle to Darwin by the Tilghman's. Started off from Warwick, went to Gundwindy, all the way up through Western Queensland, then to Catherine. But it was mainly through the Tilghman's, which nobody had ever been there before. It was a 1924 village night with sleeve valves, which was imported from England the year before. And it was built for its sturdiness and capability of doing all that back country. And it had sleeve valves which enabled it to handle all the questionable types of fuel that was available in those days, which no other car would probably be able to handle. The fact there was no formed roads in those days, had to follow bullock and donkey trails, and across the Barclay itself, which was wide open grass area, there was no tracks at all. And we had to basically drive by the sun. But when they left Camberwell, they were notified that they probably wouldn't get any further than Catherine because of previous heavy rain. And of course that was the case when they got there. And the crossing was totally inundated with water. So they had to go back a short distance, push their car up into the railway, onto the railway track, and bump their way across the railway sleepers, across the railway bridge, hoping they wouldn't meet a train coming in the opposite direction. It was quite a nightmare getting bogged several times, but they managed to get up there and finally made their way to Darwin. It's quite sentimental because part of the feature that was stopping at the Devil's Marbles, because as a coincidence, in the early 1980s, I built a large stone feature at our property at Byron Bay. We built a large 15-foot column on one side, two major ones side by side with one equally big on the top of it. It was only a couple of years later when we got the diary and photographs from my grandfather. We stood in amazement looking at him standing beside a natural feature at the Devil's Marbles, almost identical to the one we built at the property. This time it was myself, my daughter and granddaughter. So in the exact spot actually is a grandfather still 100 years ago, so it was quite sentimental actually. Being able to see where he went and retake the photos at the Devil's Marbles is quite incredible.